Live. Let's go live. Let's go live. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We are cooking. Morning, everybody. I've got instead of doing coffee, we're doing hot tea this morning. Morning, D. Morning, Don. So I decided to change it up this morning and go for hot green tea instead of coffee. I think I have coffee like every freaking morning. I don't think I know. It's part of my morning routine. Um, but yeah, so we're doing something different this morning. So good morning. What Friday Eve? Hope everybody's doing well. I feel like something that's just fresh on my mind is the importance of what you do before you go to bed. Morning, Dustin. That's my dog. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in um how should I say this? We get so caught up in routine, and I think we should. But I think it's also important to remember that um routines should not be easily accepted. I think they should be tested to see if they work for you. Because just because it's a good idea doesn't mean it's a good idea for you. Um, I've had different nighttime routines that I've been um, working on some morning, and I'll tell you a morning routine. To be honest with you, this 7:30 live that I've been doing, this morning show thing has really helped me to maintain my morning routine Monday through Friday. Now, what's crazy is I didn't realize this, but a friend of mine pointed this out. On Saturday and Sunday, I don't do this, and my Saturday and Sundays are completely different. So, my question to you though is when you have a routine, whether it's morning, whether it's night, are you sticking to that routine Monday through Friday, or is it just a routine that you do throughout the week? I think for me, this is good because my Saturdays and Sundays are significantly different. I also have learned from my media career that the audience is very can be very different in the on the weekend as opposed to the week. I think a lot of time, and I think that's changing though, because a lot of people, I think they base a lot of that on people having a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 type job, and I feel like the entrepreneur is becoming more and more common as more technology is available to us. Like than the typical banker hours, if you will. So I don't know. That's just something I was thinking about. And the other thing I was thinking about was the fact that when you get up, when you go to bed, um, do you go to bed with, do you clear your mind? I guess that's the best way I can say it. Do you clear your mind before you go to bed? If you don't, um, I would highly encourage you to do so. I think that I'm learning more to be intentional on everything I do as best I can. Um, the more I think, morning, Mike D, more we can be intentional with the things we do. Morning, bro. I think the better we position ourselves for whatever's in our life. So I highly encourage you to be intentional on how you go to bed, because I feel that the your next day is a result of what you did the day before. Your tomorrow starts today, if you will, and yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I've noticed in my own life. I've also noticed that um, this isn't always the case, but I feel like it's pretty often that what you pay attention to before you go to bed can sometimes affect how you sleep. So whatever that means to you, if you need, and that's, I guess, what I said. I encourage you to clear your mind before you go to sleep. And I'll be honest with you, for me, that's kind of tough because um, I I've always been a fan of like watching TV before I go to bed, or sometimes watching TV to fall asleep. Um, that's kind of what we did in my house when I was a kid. Is we a lot of times would lay in our own bed and had our own TV, and we fell asleep watching TV, and that worked for us. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Um, I personally, for a season, loved going to bed in complete silence, complete dark, no lights, and also nothing in my ear. I mean, nothing. No, I'm not taking anything visually, not taking anything inaudibly. I love complete dark, complete silence, and that was my way of going to bed, and that was my way of falling asleep, and it worked for me for a time. More recently, I've found, and I'm not sure what this is. Maybe I need to do more meditation and things like that. Maybe I need to be still a little bit more often. But I've learned that more recently. Uh, Morning, Angelina. Um, I've learned that I my mind is always something that tends to race and kind of be all over the place sometimes at night. So one thing that I do that really helps me to put a how to control my thoughts um is to put some I have an AirPod, right? And I put the AirPod in and I'll listen. Usually it's just one, because I like to move my head around when I'm trying to sleep. Um, but usually just one AirPod. And I usually listen to some kind of podcast. But the kind of podcast I'll listen to is not something that's very thought provoking, not something that's really deep. um, like I'm a huge old school wrestling nerd, so I'll listen to old school wrestling podcasts. Something that's kind of entertaining, something that again gives me morning Cashmere Carol, something that gives me a feeling that makes you feel good. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it. I like to listen to something that makes me feel good, because that helps me to quiet all those other thoughts that are going on, because I think those thoughts often need to be addressed, but I also feel like there's a time and a place to do that. So, and I don't feel like it's before you go to bed. So if you're able to put yourself in a place where you can be at peace, um and have a way to combat all those thoughts that come into your head, I think it's really, really helpful. At least it is for me. So, yeah. So, um, but yeah, that was pretty much what was on my mind this morning. So also, I think I told you about this mic stand that I have. This right here. Um, Let me tell you about this mic stand. This mic stand is amazing. And it's funny because for months, maybe even years, plural, I have struggled with my mic here in a sense of like mic stands and things like that. And this mic stand is amazing. And I talked about it when I first got it, but I'm telling you, if you can invest in the things in your life that will make your life, I don't say better, but I can't think of a better word than better. I think it's super important to invest into your life, whatever that means for you. Um, I am super thankful that I invested into this mic stand. Um, and to be honest with you, there was a part of me, I feel like there was a part of me that was trying to shortcut the situation. I had old mic stands and was trying to get them to work, and they do work. sometimes. Sometimes. And it was because it was funny. The mic stands that I had, they would work for a few weeks, but then they wouldn't. So I think it's really important to find a way to make um sometimes you just need to just invest in yourself. And it's okay, I feel like, to try to be, I don't want to say frugal, but I think it's the best way to say it, to be frugal, to be financially savvy with your decisions. But there's a season for that. And I want to try this out, see if this works for a few months or whatever, 2 months. Make be intentional about that too. I'm gonna try this and see if this works for a month. And if it doesn't work, then that season is over. And now I'm in a place where I need to do my research and invest and that kind of thing. So um and maybe you're a person that where um you use something until it breaks. And if that's you, then that's you. That's okay. And that's I can't tell you that's wrong for you. I can tell you that applies for me in certain things. In certain things, I know I just need to invest, and I know I'm kind of playing myself when I don't. I'm just making life harder when I don't have to. So I don't know. I just kind of want to encourage you guys to more Nicole. Um, it's kind of want to encourage you to find a way to invest into yourself, whatever that means for you, whatever that means for your business. Find a way. Jay, what's up, Justin? Jersey in the house. Um, find a way to invest into yourself, and that can be a million types of things. So it's all about. Oh, Panda is here. Um, Morning, Nicole. Morning, Dami. um, I think that if you can find a way, I think some things do need that research before you make that financial investment. Other things, you pretty much already know that it's time to make that investment. You know what I mean? Morning, Panda Life. Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Some things are worth your time and money. Some things aren't. And I think a lot of times it's all about how should I say this? Prioritizing. I think that's the best way to say it. Prioritizing. It's do has this been paid? Has that been paid? Is the are the priorities set over here? And it's really just that simple. It's if thanks, Dom. Um Yeah, Dami talking about Alicia and I. We're having a baby in April, if you haven't heard. So we're investing there. we're we're researching on what things and parents, please definitely send me a message on what you think are good investments and those kinds of things. This is all brand new to us. So but we're trying to find out what makes the most sense. Thanks, Don. We're trying to figure out, what makes the most sense when you're making these investments in your life, or whatever those things are. Again, I've continually learned the importance of balance when it comes to your finances. When it comes to a person's finances, some things I'm gonna go cheap on. Some things I might go cheap on. Some things I don't. And I'll never forget when I was the how did wifey say is the correct term? When I was the groundskeeper, I think is the term she used, at the church that I went to. Um, I remember I went and bought TP for the bathrooms, and I got the budget TP. And I remember the pastor told me, he said, "No, this isn't what we want." He said, I may skimp on certain things, but TP will never be one of them." So I was like, okay. But, I was kind of funny because I thought, well, okay, that makes sense. There's certain things that you kind of want to be okay, and your bum is one of them. So, okay, 7:45. Hope you all have a great day. I'll see you later. Peace out, IG. Peace out, FB. And peace out, YT.